Box, that's 125, no, 135 now. It was 131 was the record. And a career high for Moore and a career high and assist for Haas. So whenever you're ready, you can open it up.
We took control of the game in the first half, right from the start. We played pretty good defense, and Lipscomb also, they missed some shots that they normally make. They're a very good shooting team, so the combination of us playing good defense and Lipscomb not making shots that they would normally make led to us having a large lead at halftime and being in a comfortable situation to rest some kids for most of the second half.
What was it about the defensive effort in the first half that made it so dominant?
Well, we communicated well. We didn't give up anything easy in transition. We didn't give their shooters a lot of space. So we executed that pretty well. And then when we did make a mistake, we were fortunate that they didn't shoot it as well as they normally do.
Block shots this season, and several of them tonight. How much is that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Block shots. How much has that helped you guys this season and tonight as well?
If we can block shots without fouling, it's obviously a great thing, and it's you get people thinking about people coming over and they change their shot. And I thought Witt's help in the first half was exceptional. She went over and blocked some shots, or sometimes she just played good disciplined defense and made them shoot over and made a lot of plays. And I think Hanson had a couple blocks as well, and she was able to do it just with good technique inside, not leaving her feet, just contesting in the proper way. So, that's 10 shots they don't get to the rim that don't have a chance to make it. If you can do that without fouling, and I thought for the most part this whole game, this team's really good at getting the foul line. I think they went to the foul line like 39 times or something last game, and we only put them on the line 6 times for the entire game. So that was very good discipline defensively.
You guys basically won the second half 46-43. Would you like to reduce the number of points they scored?
Yeah, we weren't trying to let them score. We were trying to play defense, but Lipscomb's a very good offensive team, and then you could see we were a little slow matching up in conversion, and if you give those shooters space, they're going to start knocking some down, and they started getting a good rhythm because we didn't have the same ball pressure. They're an explosive offensive team, and we really didn't take them out of anything that they wanted to do in the second half.
Nice game by Moore.
Yeah, Amanda's a really good shooter, and she definitely knocked down some shots. We had some players that really looked for her when they penetrated, and Amanda was open in the corner, and then she knocked them down.
Sarah, how much has Stephanie meant to this team this year?
The championship is just our other stats was just like a definition of what she's done for us. She stepped up when we needed her to. She's kind of made big plays all season when we needed her to. You could see from early on in the season that she was going to be an impact player on the team this year, just from the way she's been cutting, the way she's been attacking, and everything like that. So, she's invaluable. You can't really say how much she means to the team because we'd be a completely different team without her. We wouldn't have had the success that we've had, and we wouldn't have been near as good as we have been this past couple weeks.
Same thing, Carl, and you've got her coming off the bench, and I assume you always like to have a scorer come off the bench, etc. But if you would address how far she's come this season.
Well, she came a long way last season, and she was really helping us big time at the end of the year last year. And we bring her off the bench so that we have a scoring option, somebody that can be explosive out there once she gets in. She's really good at cutting and moving without the basketball. She's a tough kid to guard. When she dribbles into space, she can really get to the rim, and she has a way of getting her shot off against bigger players.
Sarah, what means more to you, the player of the year, the scholar athlete of the year, or the 3 blocks tonight?
I don't know. The conference need none. The conference championship. Honestly, like that just goes to show what we've accomplished here. Because I mean, I don't really do anything spectacular. My teammates find me when I'm open. You know, they create space for me. So it just goes to show the type of program that Coach created here. We have 3 players averaging double figures, and we have like 4 more who have, 7 or 8 points a game, and we don't really have any standout players. It's just what we do as a team that makes us where we are. And I mean, they help. I mean, obviously not academically, but everything else on the court, it's because of the way we play here that we're so successful and that I've had so much success.
Could you also talk a little bit too about Ditisha with how she's evolved as a point guard, and she had a couple nice passes to you for layups tonight.
Well, last year Ditisha couldn't even get up and down the court for 15 minutes a game. But obviously now she's playing. She's been averaging like over 30 minutes a game. So obviously that speaks volumes for where she's at as a player this year. Her game has developed so much. She can get people. She can move defenses to find open people. She can hit the open person after in conversion. So she's just grown, and she's grown as a point guard. I mean, her assists are up. I would assume that they're up
3-1
exponentially
is what I've been hearing. Yeah.
from where they were. So she's just becoming. Her vision is getting better and better every night. She can play for extended minutes. She can play defense. She plays both ends of the court. So I mean, her game has improved dramatically.
Stephanie, what's been clicking with you? I mean, I covered this team. I actually covered this team last year. I haven't seen this is like my 4th game I've seen all season, but I do remember you coming on at the end of last season. I think I read, it might have been in Craig's story, where you said something like you were talking to your dad and you felt like you were maybe one of the worst players on the roster or whatever. Obviously, that's changed dramatically. What's the deal? What's happened with you?
Just trying to do whatever I can to help my teammates, and like Hanson said, like teammates create space, so I just look to attack, and I basically just whenever I see space, just try to get to the rim and try to score.
But you're also not scared to hoist 3-pointers or to do much of anything else. It seems like you've got a lot of guts out there.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm open, I'm gonna shoot.
Carl, as well as you all shot the ball tonight, you've got to wait until Saturday to play again. So how do you deal with these next couple of days? And with the format of the tournament, would you like to play on a Thursday rather than have to wait? Like in a perfect world, would you like to play like on a Thursday rather than wait until the weekend to get back on the court?
Well, in a perfect world, there at least be a day between, I would say, the semifinal and the finals. I think that's something that hopefully the conference will look at in the future, just because that's how you play the whole conference season. That's how you play the NCAA tournament. And now, and I understand why you couldn't do that before when you had all 8 teams at one site. You can't have days between games. But now that we got 4 teams at a site, hopefully that's something in the future. Have your conference championship settled like you did the conference season, and how they do the NCAA tournament. It makes a lot of sense. But this year, everybody knows what the situation is, and it's not like anybody has an advantage. Everybody knows that whoever wins on Saturday has to play on Sunday and come back in 24 hours or whatever it is and compete again. So how it's set up isn't that important. This year is how important or how well we play. And we're going to be as prepared as we can for, somebody told me Mercer won. I don't know if that's actually.
Yeah, 51-36.
they did.
Okay. So we'll try to be as prepared for Mercer as we can. And, if we get by, if we can beat Mercer, we know that we're in the championship game, and we'll be as prepared for that as we can be.
Steph, obviously, pretty clutch at the end of the last game, 17 again tonight. Would you say that you think you're starting to hit your stride right about now, or are you playing the best basketball of the year?
I'd say, yeah. Yes. Like I said, I'm just trying to do whatever that I can to help my teammates, whether it be scoring or like defense or rebounds, just whatever I can to help.
Sarah, you were here for all the men's games. It was obviously standing room only and very, very electric. You guys had even a few less fans than what y'all have averaged this season. And do you think there's a little bit of a hangover from, the men's loss? I mean, it's just kind of seems a little different around campus, and just the atmosphere a little different today. There's a little depression, maybe hangover from Sunday.
Obviously, it was upsetting how they lost, the way they came out and played, and nobody here wanted to see that. Nobody here, I mean, you never want to see another team celebrate on your court. But also, I think a big part of it was we just got back from spring break, so classes are starting up. So people have been in classes for 2 days now, and realistically, no college kid wants to do work over spring break, so it's catch up at this point. So I think with the combination of spring break having just ended and the men's game, that might have had an impact on it. But I mean, I don't know. I think that we're going to have our fans on Saturday when it comes time for the next game. They're going to be here like they support us every night. So.
Yeah, Carl, did you sense sort of, obviously in the office area and just et cetera, a bit of a hangover from the men's loss?
Yeah, I mean, everybody feels for the men. I mean, we know exactly, how they feel. Mm-hmm. We had to go through it last year, losing the championship game, and there's really nothing people can say to you at that point. But that's the thing about March. As exciting as it can be, and how much elation you can feel in March, it also can be a very cold month. I mean, seasons end, sometimes unexpectedly, sometimes in very harsh ways, and I feel for those guys because they played so well all season, but anything can happen in one game. I mean, whether it's foul trouble or somebody shoots the ball exceptionally well on you, or that's just part of it, and that's really one of the reasons why everybody loves basketball in March so much, is because anything can happen and everybody wants to see it.
Tell us why Mercer is going to be really, really good, and it's going to be a very close game on Saturday.
Well, I don't think I have to stretch too much. They got 3 kids who have been first-team all-conference in their careers on their team, and they've had, they're probably their best player missed much of the conference season because she had her appendix out. That's Precious Bridges. She's a preseason first-team all-conference player. She's first-team all-conference last year. So she's back and healthy and been playing for the last 3 or 4 weeks. They got the defensive player of the year to go along, who's a different player, to go along with the 3 kids that have been first-team all-conference. So they've got some very good players. Our team knows that we're going to have to be prepared and hopefully give a great effort and hopefully get by. I mean, you can look at the men's tournament. I mean, the Final Four, Mercer and Upstate, double overtime. The ETSU Florida Gulf Coast game went down to the last 2 minutes. You get to the Final Four teams in the conference, there's not going to be anything easy for anyone.
Coach, Whitney Knight got the 3 3-pointers in the beginning of the second half. Did that put the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely put the lead at a point where it would be hard for us to give it up. I mean, Whitney had such a great first half defensively. She played so smart and disciplined and, blocked shots and was there to help for us all the time. And then in the second half, she got her 3-point shot going. And, after about 2 minutes in the second half, that's when we kind of pulled most of the starters and played them very limited or no minutes the rest of the game.